Mike, if you're watching this, I've been trying to get an interview with you, by the way. So yeah, hit me up, email me or something. So more questions, but I don't know. I don't know. I didn't know when to stop or what to stop at. So
all right, my turn to start asking some questions, man. So we're gonna roll right back into this. All right, that was a cut. All right, everybody, Louis, you got that? Cut. All right.
Man.
3, 2, 1, action.
Gavin, Graham, Racing presents Full Send, Episode 4 with Judson O'Neil. Just send it.
all right, I am back on the Full Send podcast here with Gavin Graham. I'm Judson O'Neil with Judson's Racing Network, and I could not be more excited for this year. And so, Gavin, how you been?
I've been all right, man. I've had a lot of races since January. That's when the race season started back up. Had a lot of races since last time we talked. Started my first super late model race. Had a few road course races at the beginning of the year. Had Winter Nationals, so a lot been going on.
Yeah, last time we saw you was the Snowball Derby, and you ended up on top in your pro truck race.
Hey everybody, it's Gavin Graham. We just got done with our feature race at the Snowball Derby truck race. Right now, we are standing in Victor Lane because we finished P1.
So that was pretty exciting there. It was a pretty intense race and stuff. I know it was a pretty short race, but there's a lot that happened in that whole race. Now you've been back, you've racing at Citrus. You made your super late model debut at 417. So it seems like you've been up for a lot lately. And unfortunately, I don't have the fancy setup like you do with all your race car parts there. I don't have a race car for myself yet, if I ever will. So hopefully I can have the setup like you guys next time and maybe some more excitement. But I'm excited for what you got planned this year.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Glad to have you back on. We got a lot of new sponsors, especially we did the PRI convention, the biggest convention in the world. We picked up a few new sponsors. We got iBock, Micro Armor Racing, and Cirque Motorsport. So glad they could join the team.
Yeah, so I know basically how everybody gets the opportunity to race is because of their sponsors. So can you talk to us a little bit about your sponsors? I've heard about a couple of the guys you have on board your car. So can you tell us and everybody watching about them?
All right. So we're gonna start off with iBock. They have the best springs in the business. They very high quality, very durable. We met them at PRI, and we just had a continual relationship ever since then. Micro Armor. These are some guys that we never heard before until PRI, and we learned a lot about them since then. They have these amazing lubricants for the race car. Any metal on metal contact that causes friction and creates heat, this helps solve that and makes parts last longer, makes everything cooler, and makes it go faster. In Cirque Motorsport, they clean everything from the grill screen to the radiator fan, keeping your radiator fan all nice and clean.
Yeah, very vital things to have for your race car and everything. So if I ever get a race car, I'll definitely have to keep these brands in mind. I've heard of Cirque Motorsports and stuff. I keep seeing them slapped all over all the race cars. Whenever I go to the race, I'm putting on a JRN sticker on cars, and then I see them right beside me. I'm like, dang, who are these people? So, you must be pretty big time getting them sponsorship from them. So PRI, I was so sad I had to miss it last year. It's such a big event, and there's so many people you can meet there. Really, everybody from all different kinds of racing, whether it be drag racing, IndyCar, dirt, asphalt. I mean, anything you can think of is there. And so can you talk to us about your experience from up there in Indianapolis or wherever that it's hosted?
Yeah, I mean, it was very big, especially when we first got there. Like, we had to park so far away. And I actually had to help Lewis. We got there. We had to help him unload everything, set up our own booth. And that was pretty exciting. We met a lot of new people, got a lot of new followers. I think we got like a few hundred while we were there. We definitely learned that there was a lot of dirt races up there. Always making jokes saying how asphalt is what you used to get to the racetrack. So we were actually parked next to the Dirt Sprint Car Museum, and we learned a lot about them, became pretty good friends with them throughout the week. So yeah, overall, great time.
Seems like a lot of fun. That's what I love about that event. And you can learn so much and see and meet tons of new people from all around. I saw you got a bunch of pictures with a bunch of recognizable people in the sport of racing. I know I haven't been able to go out to a lot of dirt events, but do you ever get the chance to see any dirt races?
I get to watch them all over Speed 51 and flow racing, but I've never been to a real dirt car race before.
Oh wow, I live pretty close to Volusia. I've only been there, I don't know, like 4 times. Probably only like 30 minutes from there. I was thinking about going tonight because they have these like dirt bike races there. But I've been wanting to make some more of those. It looks pretty cool. So one thing I want to touch on. So I know on the website and stuff it talks about it a little bit, but I believe you have some mentorship from Mike Garvey. So he's been really successful in his career, won a bunch of big races, the All American 400, back he ran All Pro for a while, was really good in that. But he's like old now and doesn't race as much as he used to. I know he did pretty well in the Derby until he got taken out there early on in the race. So what has he helped you with, and how long have you been talking with him?
Well, we actually just started talking to him at the beginning of this year once we first got our late model. He's pretty good on the car and with the shocks. He's able to work on the car and make it improve. As long as you give him good information, he's able to make the car improve, make it faster. He's been pretty good since the first race and the first practice that we did. He made the car decently fast, and we've been able to keep up with the front runners. So overall, he's really good. Crew chief, car chief, he's good with everything on the supers.
Yeah, he's got a lot of experience, and he just definitely knows how to win in a race car. So I'm sure he's probably a big help.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try to get Mike to get an interview with you pretty soon. So actually, what's going on with you, Judson? How's life been treating you?
Well, it's been going pretty good. I had a really awesome time at Speed Weeks, bounced around from New Smyrna and Daytona and everything. It's pretty eventful. I started off the week, I was sick and had to miss the first 2 days at New Smyrna, and I was going to go to Citrus for their SRL race with the super late models, and I was sick, had to stay at home. And even if I'm sick, I'm still going to go to the racetrack, but I was pretty sick, so my mom made me stay home. You had to be pretty sick to miss a race when in my standards. And then I got back on the track Sunday, just did a bunch of interviews, good content. I was at New Smyrna Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then we head over to Daytona on Friday. I know they had the truck race, and Xfinity and ARCA was practicing, get some good content. Then we did a bunch of interviews with Xfinity guys, and then come Sunday, it took a complete turn of events. And then my brother and I got ourselves banned from NASCAR until we're 16. So I didn't see that coming. But yeah, so it was a pretty eventful week. Started off, I was sick, finally made it to the track, and then boom, I'm banned from NASCAR. So it's I think we kind of did it all that week.
Man, that is pretty eventful, man. I'm not gonna lie. So do you mind explaining what got you banned from NASCAR?
Yeah, so I'm laughing about this now, but this is kind of serious. So I'd like to start things off. I'd like to apologize to everybody at NASCAR and Stephanie Harris, the communications lady and stuff. So every good race car story starts off with breaking the rules. I'm reading, whenever I go and read some race car driver's autobiography, they're like, I used to sneak into Daytona or these tracks, or my first race car, like I stole it or like did something, or I used to hop in the back of my dad's pickup truck and sneak into the racetrack without getting a pit pass. So I was like, I'm gonna make this weekend cool, and I'm gonna bend the rules a little bit, which was a mistake. So for the truck and Xfinity and ARCA, all that good stuff, we had passes and were completely legal, had an adult with us the whole time. There was nothing wrong with us doing that. Come Sunday rolls around, I had regular grandstand tickets. My brother and we went into the garage area and without our own credentials, and Stephanie Harris, the lady at NASCAR, was there, and she had a talk with my boss and everything about getting in the correct way. And so NASCAR rightfully banned me from any of their events getting approved until I'm 16 years old. So yeah, it was definitely all my fault, and because we broke 3 key rules. We didn't have credentials to be in the garage area. We're minors, and we had no adult with us in the garage area, and we had no media credential while we were in the garage area to be getting interviews, because I was interviewing Harrison Burton right after he flipped in the Daytona 500. And so NASCAR, I'm not upset at them, what they did. I was the one breaking the rules. So next time, instead of trying to be cool for when I write my autobiography and think it's cool breaking the rules, I'm going to be a little, take it down a notch a little bit on breaking the rules, maybe not sneak into the cup draws for the biggest race of the year and while breaking other rules at the same time. So it's an eventful day, and hopefully I'll be back in a NASCAR race soon.
Yes, sir. So, you don't mind telling everybody, how old are you right now?
I'm 14. I'm like 14 and a half. So it'll be probably at least a year and a half till I get back into NASCAR. And I may not even get into NASCAR then if they decide to approve me. So it's, who knows what my future holds.
Oh man, that was pretty exciting. So yeah, that was a pretty good explanation of how your speed week went. Well, that's going to conclude this episode of Full Send, episode 4. I'm Gavin Graham.
I'm Judson O'Neil and with Judson's Racing Network, and I had a blast talking to you today. Talking about race cars like everybody does around the racing community. So I had an awesome time chatting with you, and thank you guys so much for bringing me on.
Yes, sir. We've got a busy schedule. Glad you could join us. And Judson, you know the magic words. Say it with me. Well, everybody, that's going to conclude this episode of Full Send, episode 4. I'm Gavin Graham.
I'm Judson O'Neil with Judson's Racing Network. Thank you again for having me on. I had a blast talking with you about race cars, a bunch of other stuff. Your upcoming season. I'm excited for what this year holds. And so thank you guys so much for having me on.
Yes, sir. Glad you could come on. We had a pretty busy schedule lately. And Judson, you know the magic words. Say it with me.
Just send it.
And we'll see you guys next time.